Hello everyone, just wanted to shoot a quick video with the explanation of how to do this move bumper a little bit more. I really couldn't find anything online at all for this bumper's specifically their Embark model, which has like this kind of main section here, and then a couple of tubes, side tubes running out. Looks pretty sweet. But I really could not find any videos on how to assemble this and their instructions. Not to cast shade on Move, but their instructions are terrible. I ended up having to call the company. They did really good. They got back to me within, it was honestly less than 24 hours. But basically what my question was is these bottom frame mounts did not just bolt right on. I pretty much had to cut my frame away, this whole kind of corner chunk right here, and kind of back a little bit more for this to fit snug up in here. I kind of have that, and that bottom piece up there too, to fit it up there snug. And they really didn't have any instructions on how to fit this. If like it was just what's bolt on, I wasn't sure if I had the right part or not. So I just wanted to make a video just to educate the rest of you guys. This is a 2005 GMC Sierra 1500, so the non-heavy duty. This should work for any 99 to 07 Sierra. I'm not sure about the Chevy, if it has a different mount, like brackets mounted or so. I'm not 100% sure, but as far as the Sierras, that's kind of how it goes. I just wanted to, again, help anyone else who is curious with their bumpers and how just how to attach them. Move, again, I spoke to a gentleman named Dallas at Move. He was very respectful, very kind. And he kind of gave me the option. He said, hey, we can custom make you mounts that basically come a little closer, so I wouldn't have to cut this. He said, hey, we can do that. There's about, you said, I don't know, a week to 2 weeks of turnaround for that, which I really don't have that time just to sit around. And he said, basically, you can either do that, or you can cut the frame, which I did, or you could cut them out. I opted to cut the frame just because this was already pretty shallow. I didn't want to have to cut it all pretty much that close, be that close to the bolt hole. So I just, again, this really, there's no point in this anymore since I'm not running the factory bumper. It's kind of just this main bracket that I'm after for this. Pretty much that main bracket I was after. He actually gave me a $100 rebate. I guess as a sorry, just since I had to cut this. Again, in their directions, they say, like fabrication is required. I thought that was on behalf of the actual bumper, not the frame itself. Again, that's really not a huge deal. I think it came out pretty good, pretty solid. But I'm pretty much at the stage where I have my two brackets hooked up. I have my whole middle piece pretty much welded up, ready to go. I kind of overkill with the welding and pretty much welded every seam possible. Almost went through a whole roll of welding wire. You probably don't have to do it. I just personally did that just because I want it to be as strong as possible. But I will update you guys after the next step, which would be getting this welded up to this, and then the sidebars hooked up. All right, just wanted to give another update. I have this front bumper mocked up with the helping hand of my ladder. The factory tabs have it come out probably about to here, which I think is just too far. So I brought it in pretty close. It's nice and square and level. I have just a little gap between here. But then I actually had to, if you get the same kit, you're gonna have to cut down these tabs. So you can kind of see where I cut it. I cut it off a good 4 inches to make that fit. And then I just cut the bottom tabs as well. Same deal with the bottom tabs. I had to cut off, not too much of the bottom tabs, but then those top tabs, you can see I cut off a good 4 inches. But kind of the next step is to get these tabs mounted up. I'm gonna get this bumper square and flush to where I want it. kind of tack on the tabs, take it off, and then fully weld it. And that's kind of the step to part 1 of this bumper. All right, just wanted to film another update again. Got this main kind of crash bar on, and then I've started the kind of side wings. Just got this one tacked on. The way Move wants you to do it is perfectly flat, which I think with some vehicles, especially like that, where they have a flat kind of body line, sure, it looks good, but with this, the gap would just be too much. So I kind of have it angled up, kicked out of the way, a nice straight body line, and kind of a nice gap in between there. But yeah, that top piece goes on. I'm gonna match the other top piece. I'm gonna do the bottom piece next, and then they have kind of these wing plates, cap plates that you kind of weld on in between that. But then yeah, it's coming along nice, it's gonna look good. Alrighty everyone, just wanted to film kind of one last update with the bumper. Bumper is fully done. I have it fully welded up, fully painted. I ended up painting it with some spray paint / bed liner. It was more so just a textured spray paint. It came out pretty thick. I think it turned out pretty good as far as the paint. It has a lot of, it's definitely a rougher texture. So hopefully it'll withstand scratches a little bit easier. But this was probably after, I don't know, I probably did 4 or 5 coats of this stuff. And it also kind of hit a lot of just the welds and stuff. So again, I'm not a professional welder by any means. But yeah, I think I got it turned out pretty good. You can kind of see I cut the tubing, same angle as the wheel well. So I think I did a pretty good job there. I kind of spaced it with some wooden boards. I think they were like 1x2s, so that's like a 1-inch gap all the way through. I kind of have that angle tilting through, kind of the same deal on this side. That 1-inch gap, and I have that flush with the wheel well. But yeah, again, that kind of sweep upwards. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. This kit was definitely, I was under the assumption it would be more like Legos, where it was already all cut and I just had to weld it all. I understand in the directions it does say fabrication required, but I pretty much had to cut every single piece on this. The tubing especially, I had to cut a lot of the tubing. I had to cut this kind of connector piece. This main box I didn't have to cut really. It was just the brackets. That was the biggest point of fabrication because the brackets did not fit at all. I had to cut my frame, I had to cut everything else. I ended up actually adding these pieces too. I kind of explained in the previous clip. I added these just to help cover the pipe because you can kind of see, yeah, the pipe just ends right there. It kind of just looks ugly. So I think it looks a little better just having that little sheet right there. Same deal on both sides. I think it just ends it a little bit more cleanly. Kind of hides a lot of that. But again, this bumper, the way they designed it, or the brackets that they gave, were about 4 inches longer. So this whole bumper would have stuck out another 4 inches, which I think would have looked a little stupid, in my opinion. Maybe on like the 2500s with like a brush guard, it would look fine. But I really can't imagine it being out that much further. I have it pretty much flush to my grill. You can kind of see sticks out a little bit, but that's exactly what I wanted. Some people, you're gonna want your own thing. Me personally, that's just what I wanted how it to look like. Again, I kind of have the angle too. I try to get that angle as flat as possible. I'm not sure how they really wanted it in the directions, but I try to get it as flat as possible. Kind of looks, I've kind of already been off-roading with it, but you can kind of see that in there. But yeah, no, I think it turned out good. I don't think I would do anything different if I were to do it again. I've probably set aside more time, honestly, because this has probably taken me, I don't know, upwards of 5 days to do. Again, I'm really not an experienced welder. So I'm sure someone at a proper like fab shop could probably whip it up in a weekend, no problem. But yeah, just wanted to kind of show you guys how I built it, because again, there was really no videos I saw for this bumper, the Move Embark bumper on YouTube or on the internet in general. And especially this will fit any like GMT 800. The brackets are all gonna be pretty similar. But again, just be prepared to cut the brackets, cut a little bit of that frame right there. And then I actually, let me see if I can get under here too. You can kind of see, yeah, my reinforcements right there. All that stuff right there. But yeah. But overall, I think it turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it kind of ties in pretty good. And I have, I ordered their almost tabs to mount light pods, which I'm really not a huge fan of those tabs. I think I paid like 20 bucks extra for them. I ordered just on Amazon. They're supposed to get here today. They're actual just clamps, something you'd see on like a side-by-side roll cage almost. This is like the same diameter of tubing, but they're basically clamps that kind of clamp on, and then it has a little bracket to mount your light pods. But I have two amber light pods that are gonna go kind of in each area right there. I'm just gonna wire up a relay to my stock fog light button, so I can toggle it with that button. But yeah, again, I think that's about all. I don't think there's anything else too crazy. I kind of have that cap actually aligned. This was one of the easiest pieces to do. I really didn't have to do too much. I've saw in other videos a lot of people had to like cut these off like completely and just use the circle piece, because the angle that they used just didn't fit at all. But these for some reason actually fit really nice. Yeah, again, if you guys are interested in doing this, but again, if you guys were to do this, I would follow their directions to the point where they kind of want you to build this front box first. And you saw in the previous clips, I kind of was able to, once I had this front box built, I was able to rig it up with like a ladder and kind of get it positioned to where I wanted it to. And then I was able to kind of do the like mount the brackets there. Once I had like the angle, there's a couple angles, like your tilt, how far back and forth you want it, and your actual side to side play. So there's really important to just take time and get it right, because once you start welding those tabs on, man, they're not coming off. So and then yeah, building again, once you get the box on, this actual side tubing really wasn't too bad. Again, they wanted it in the directions. They wanted it to sit flat. So like this tubing would just go all the way flat across, which I've seen it on a lot of other vehicles like that, and it looks fine. But with this truck in particular, it kind of sweeps upwards. So I kind of angled the tubing up just to kind of match that body line and kind of hide that gap a little bit. So I think it turned out pretty good. But that did, with me having to angle it, it did throw off these notches. So I had to cut like both these notches out more. And then again, this tab I had to cut down to fit. Yeah, I'm kind of just rambling on now at this point, but just want to kind of give you guys just a thorough overview of it, because again, there's no other videos on the internet of it. So, but yeah, there she is. The 2005 GMC Sierra 1500. But again, these tabs should all be the same for any GMT 800. There you guys go. Good luck building.